Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Golden Key English. I am your host, Kate, and I am sending you a big warm welcome from the studio today. It is such a beautiful day to learn something new together, isn't it? I hope you are all feeling relaxed and ready to listen.
And hello from me too. I'm Brian, and I am feeling fantastic today, Kate. Really, I am just full of energy. I had a great coffee this morning, and I am ready to dive into our lesson. It is great to be here with you all.
That is wonderful to hear, Brian. I have been taking things a little slowly this morning. I just wanted to enjoy my tea and look out the window for a while. Sometimes a slow morning is the best way to start the day. It helps me clear my head.
Oh, I totally agree. We are always rushing around, aren't we? Sometimes we just need to stop and breathe. But speaking of rushing around and being busy, that actually connects to what we're talking about today.
That's right. It really does. Today, we are going to talk about a word that we use constantly when we are busy. It's a small word, only 2 letters, but it causes so much confusion for English learners.
2 letters, but a big headache. Today, we're talking about the verb do. It sounds simple, right? But I know for a fact that many of our listeners get confused about when to use do and when to use make.
Exactly. It's the classic battle, do versus make. But today, we are going to focus heavily on do. We want you to understand the feeling of this word. Think of do as the action word. It's the worker word. It's about the process, not just the result.
I love that description. The worker word. That makes sense. So we're talking about tasks, jobs, and general activities. Things that we just have to get done in our daily lives.
Yes, and to get us started, Brian, I have a quick question for you. Think about your morning today. Did you make the dishes or did you do the dishes?
Ah, good question. Well, if I made the dishes, that would mean I was in a factory creating ceramic plates, and I'm definitely not a potter. So I must have done the dishes. I washed them.
Spot on. That's the perfect example. You did the dishes. You performed the action of cleaning them. You didn't create the physical plates. This distinction is what we are going to explore deeply today.
This is going to be fun. I know a lot of our listeners struggle with this in daily conversation. They might say, I need to make my homework, which sounds a bit funny to native ears.
It does sound a little strange. We want you to sound natural and confident. So grab your notebook or just sit back and listen. We are going to go through many examples of how to use do correctly in your everyday life.
Ready? Let's get started.
All right, let's dive deep into this. We are going to break do down into a few categories to make it easier to remember. The first, and probably the most common category, is household chores and daily tasks.
Chores. My favorite topic. Not really. But we have to talk about them because we use do for almost all of them.
We do. Think about cleaning. We already mentioned do the dishes, but it goes further than that. We say do the laundry. This is a big one. It covers the whole process, washing, drying, and folding.
Right. You wouldn't say make the laundry. That would mean you were sewing the clothes. So we do the laundry. What about ironing?
Yes, that too. We say do the ironing. Actually, Brian, there's a pattern here. Words that end in ing often go with do when we talk about activities. Do the cleaning, do the cooking, do the shopping.
Wait, hold on a second. Do the cooking? I thought we make dinner.
Ooh, good catch. This is where it gets tricky. You're right. We usually say make dinner or make lunch because we are creating a meal. However, if you are talking about the activity or the chore of cooking in general, you can say, I do the cooking in my house.
Ah, I see. So I make a sandwich because I'm creating the sandwich, but I do the cooking means I'm the person responsible for that job. That's a subtle difference.
Exactly. It focuses on the role or the duty. Who does the cooking in your family versus what are you making for dinner tonight? Do you see the difference? One is about the job, the other is about the food.
That's really helpful. Okay, let's look at another household one. Do the gardening. Again, it ends in ing.
Yes, do the gardening. And usually, if you just have a list of tasks, you can say, I have to do my chores. The word chores always takes do.
Got it. So for everyone listening, dishes, laundry, ironing, cleaning, gardening, chores, these all use do. It feels like do is the word for work we might not want to do.
It often feels that way. That leads us perfectly into our next category, work and study. This is huge for our listeners who are students or working professionals.
Oh, absolutely. The biggest one I hear mistakes with is homework.
Yes, repeat after me, everyone. Do homework. Never, ever make homework.
I think people get confused because they write an essay or create a project, so they think make. But homework is the general task assigned by the teacher, so we do it.
Correct. And it's the same for exams. You do an exam or do a test. Well, actually, in American English, we often say take a test, but do a test is also understood. However, we definitely say do an assignment or do a project.
What about in the office? Can we do business?
Yes, do business is a very common phrase. For example, it's a pleasure doing business with you. It means engaging in commercial activity. We also say do a job.
Do a job. That sounds simple, like you did a good job.
Bingo. That's such an important phrase. We use it all the time to praise people. You did a great job, or you did wonderful work. We're focusing on the performance of the action.
I love that phrase. It's so encouraging. You did a great job on your presentation. It's much better than saying you made a good job, which is incorrect.
Right. Never say make a job, unless you're God creating a profession. So remember, do homework, do business, do a job, do work.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit. What about taking care of our bodies? I feel like do pops up there too.
It certainly does. This is our personal care category. Think about your morning routine. What do you do in front of the mirror?
Well, I brush my teeth, but I also fix my hair?
You can say fix, but very often we say do my hair. I need to wake up early to do my hair. It implies styling it, combing it, making it look presentable.
Do my hair. Okay, and I assume this applies to makeup as well.
Yes, do my makeup. She's in the bathroom doing her makeup. And also do my nails.
Do my nails. That means painting them or manicuring them, right?
Exactly. So do here means to arrange, fix, or improve the appearance of something. Do your hair, do your makeup, do your nails. It's all about the process of getting ready.
That's interesting. It's like we're performing a service on ourselves. I'm doing a job on my hair. So,
That's a funny way to put it, but yes, it works. Now, Brian, there's one more category I want to touch on. It's what I call non-specific actions.
non-specific. What do you mean by that?
I mean, when we don't name the action, we use words like something, nothing, anything, or everything. When we use these words, we almost always use do.
Oh, I see. Like the question, what are you doing?
Exactly. We don't know the action yet, so we use do, and the answer might be, I'm not doing anything.
Or I have nothing to do.
Yes, or I want to do something fun. See, because the activity isn't defined, it's just something or anything, we use do as the placeholder verb.
That's a really powerful rule. So if I'm bored, I can say, let's do something. I wouldn't say, let's make something, unless I specifically want to build an object, like a birdhouse or a cake.
Precisely. Let's make something implies creativity and construction. Let's do something just implies activity, maybe going to the park, maybe watching a movie. It's very broad.
I love that distinction. It really clears things up. Do is for the movement, the action, the time spent active. Make is for the result, the creation.
You've got it. And there's one special phrase I want to add here because it's so common in daily life. Do me a favor.
Oh, huge one. Can you do me a favor?
We never make a favor. A favor is an act of kindness or help. It's an action, so we perform it. We do it. Could you do me a huge favor and pass me the salt?
Or I did him a favor yesterday by walking his dog.
Perfect example. You performed an action to help him. You did it.
Okay, let me recap the categories we've covered so far to make sure I've got this locked in. Chores, do the dishes, laundry, housework. Work, do homework, do business, do a job. Personal care, do your hair, do your nails. Vague actions, do something, do anything, do everything. Favors, do a favor.
That's a brilliant summary, Brian. You did a great job.
Thank you. I see what you did there.
I couldn't resist. Now, I want to talk about exercise. This is another area where do appears frequently in daily life.
Right, sports. But we play soccer and play tennis. When do we use do?
Great question. We usually use do for individual exercises or martial arts, activities that you don't need a ball or a team for. For example, do yoga.
Ah, do yoga. That makes sense. It's a solo practice.
Yes, and do karate or do judo.
What about general exercise, like at the gym?
We can simply say, do exercise. I need to do some exercise this weekend. Or do aerobics.
So I play basketball because it's a team game with a ball, but I do yoga because it's just me and the mat.
Exactly. Think of it as performing a routine. You perform the yoga positions. You do them.
This list is growing, Kate, but I feel like these are all words we use every day. Laundry, homework, hair, yoga. Do is everywhere.
It really is. It's the glue that holds our daily routines together. If you master do, you can almost describe your entire day. I woke up, did some yoga, did my hair, did the dishes, did some work, and then did the shopping.
Wow, that's a full day right there. And notice, listeners, Kate didn't use make once in that sentence. She didn't make yoga or make the shopping.
No, I didn't. And that brings me to a final thought for this section. It's about the feeling of duration.
Duration? Like time?
Yes, do often focuses on the time spent on the activity. When I say I'm doing the ironing, I'm picturing myself standing there for 20 minutes with the iron. It's a process.
That's a great way to look at it. It's about the experience of the action.
Yes, so don't worry too much about memorizing every single rule. Just ask yourself, am I talking about an action or a routine? If yes, try do. Am I talking about building or creating something new? If yes, try make.
Simple but powerful. I think our listeners are ready to see this in action.
Okay, let's put all of this into practice. I am going to tell you a very short story about my friend Sarah. I want you to listen carefully and count how many times you hear a phrase with do.
Ooh, a listening challenge. I love these. Everyone, get your ears ready. Count the do phrases.
Here we go. Listen closely. Sarah had a very busy Saturday. First, she woke up early to do some yoga. She wanted to relax before starting her day. After that, she did the laundry and did the dishes from breakfast. At noon, she sat down to do some work on her computer. She promised her boss she would do a good job on the report. Finally, in the evening, she did her nails and got ready to go out.
Wow, Sarah was very productive. I mean, she really worked hard.
She certainly did. So, Brian, how many did you catch?
Let me think. Do some yoga, did the laundry, did the dishes, do some work, do a good job, did her nails. I count 6.
That is correct. 6 examples of do in one short day. Did you notice how natural they sounded?
They sounded perfectly natural. It flows really well. It didn't sound repetitive. It just sounded like a description of a routine.
Exactly. And that is the goal. We want you to get comfortable using do for your routines.
So, Kate, if our listeners want to practice this week, what should they do?
I have a small challenge for you. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to list 3 things you did today. Just 3.
3 things, like I did my homework, I did the dishes, and I did a favor for a friend.
Perfect. Say them out loud. Get your mouth used to the shape of the words. I did some. The more you say it, the more automatic it becomes.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Wait, did I say make mistakes?
Yes, you did. And that is correct. Make a mistake is one of those tricky ones that uses make. But don't worry about that today. Just focus on your tasks.
Right. Focus on the action. Focus on the do.
We have covered a lot today. We talked about chores like laundry and dishes. We talked about work and homework. We talked about personal care like hair and nails. And we talked about exercise like yoga.
It's amazing how one little word can cover so much of our lives. I feel much more confident about using it now.
I am so glad to hear that. Remember, English is a journey. You take it one step at a time. You just have to keep doing your best.
Doing your best. I love that. That is the ultimate do phrase.
It is. Thank you all so much for listening today. We really appreciate you spending your time with us.
Yes, thank you. You are all doing a great job with your English. Keep it up. We'll see you in the next episode.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.